أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I congratulate you. The success, the full and successful achievement that all of you had during the month of Ramadan. The month full of blessing, full of Allah's blessings to His servants. A season of seeking closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the question is, how do we offer and try to do this as something continuously to become a source of interest and benefit for all of us? In other words, how can we keep the message of the month of Ramadan alive and continuity of this very spiritual enhancement in ourselves? How can we assist in achieving this goal? Let us see the difference between two students. One student, after passing the final exams, comes home, throws all the books and all the homework in the dustbin as everything finished, and there is no need to keep them busy with preparation for exams. And the other one, that the final exams is only one stage. They continue to study, continue to strive for the betterment and enhancement of their knowledge. Of course, if you ask people of sound mind, they tell you the second one is much better than the first one. The same applies to acts of worship. Let me tell you that during the Hajj, when the person finishes the last bit of the amal for Hajj, and they want to come out of the ihram by shaving the head or anything that is there for the end of Umrah or the end of the Hajj Tamattu. So, to come out of the state of ihram, some people think that they were imprisoned and restricted, so they are eager to finish that strain and come out to feel freedom and breathe the freedom from all those restrictions. Is that what we want from the message of Hajj, from the spirit of Hajj? Or there are some people who continue wearing the clothes of ihram, although in reality they are no longer in the state of ihram. So, what I want to discuss here with you today, as after the full course of training in the holy month of Ramadan, is it that we celebrate Eid and we enjoy everything and forget about what we had gone through during the month of Ramadan? Or it is recommended to allow that spirit of Ramadan, the teachings of Ramadan, the whatever commands and recommendations that we observed during the month of Ramadan to continue with us. For example, the communication with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala via du'as and supplications, via munajat. Do we have to stop this? Is it good to say that it is finished and no longer we need that? Or it is highly recommended to continue and feel the continuity of the effects, of the benefits, the advantages of the Holy Ramadan by communicating with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Reciting the Quran. I know most of you try to recite one juz' at least from the Holy Quran every day, which means completing 30 days you have completed recitation of the Quran. First of all, recitation for itself is not sufficient. To ponder on the meanings of what you read is important. But again, is it all right that we close the Quran and say there is no need to go through this habit of reciting one juz' of Quran every day? Or it is good to keep the persistence of that training. And if you look at the sportsmen, the athletes, they continue to practice 2 months, 3 months before whatever game or competition they have. And they continue doing that even after finishing whatever season was there. Why? Because the muscles, the organs, the mentality all have to flow and continue without stopping. Otherwise, when you stop something, you lose its strength. And that is what, unfortunately, some people think that all good deeds that people do during the month of Ramadan will stop after Eid, and now we go to normal life, heedless, without thinking of any problems or any thoughts that we were preoccupied during the Ramadan with. So, you are recommended to think of those who cannot afford a meal during the month of Ramadan. So, you prepare to feed them, to offer iftar basket, or any type of providing and helping others with food. So, does it mean that after the month of Ramadan we stop that? Or still we have to continue, because still millions of people are starving, whether in Yemen, whether in Bangladesh, whether in any other part of the world. So to think of the poor and needy and to plan to help them and to join those who collect charitable donations to feed and to assist the poor and needy in every corner of the world, it is highly recommended. So this means that the message of the holy month of Ramadan is still there. And the willpower. We said before the start of the month of Ramadan that one of the most advantages, most important messages of fasting is strengthening the willpower. So, the willpower that we gained during the month of Ramadan, we have to keep it with us to permit us to benefit from it in continuation. So it wasn't only for a very fixed period of 30 days or 30 nights. No, it continues, and the believer must always think of strengthening the willpower in the face of challenges that always we face. Brothers and sisters, these are the important lessons that we have to keep and continue sticking to, whether it is about the holy month of Ramadan, about the pilgrimage and Hajj, about whatever prayer and other acts of devotion Muslims always are honored to have, and it is part of their daily life. The last point here, brothers and sisters, is that the spirit and the whole message of all acts of worship is purification of the soul. And that's why in Salat al-Eid, whether for those who celebrated Eid yesterday on Thursday, or they are going to celebrate the Eid today, according to the fatwas, it is highly recommended to recite 2 surahs after Surah Al-Fatiha or Surah Al-Hamd in 2 rak'ats of Salat al-Eid. Both of them focus and emphasize on purification of the soul. The first one is Surah Al-Shams, and in Surah Al-Shams we read, when we perform the Salat al-Eid, قد أفلح من زكاها, after ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها, which means those who purify their souls, they will get the maximum of salvation and they win the challenge. They are winners. قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها. And in the second surah is Surah Al-A'la. Again, towards the end of Surah Al-A'la, we read قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى. So, brothers and sisters, it is not coincident that we find 2 surahs are recommended to recite in both rak'ats of Salat al-Eid, and in both there is emphasis on tazkiyah, purification of the soul. And as today is having both honors, the Eid and Friday, we read in the beginning of Surah Al-Jumu'ah, which is again to be recited during the every Salat Al-Jumu'ah, Friday, prayer, that هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة. So, the message of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has been sent as a mercy for the whole universe, for everybody. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. So, this messenger, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that he has to undertake 3 tasks. يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ, to recite and teach people about the ayat of the Quran, the signs. وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ, purify them, purify the souls. And the third one, يُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ, who teaches them the whole, the whole aspects of religion and faith and wisdom as it is in the Quran. So, here let's conclude that the continuation of this exercise, as athletes always continue to do so, they don't stop a day. This continuation is good for us, for our souls, for our spirits, for our ethical values, and we should remember that all the time. That is very essential message that we get from the holy month of Ramadan. We beseech Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower us all with his blessings, to enable us to walk on the right path and have all these inwardly lessons from whatever acts of worship. Otherwise, it is not good to do something without understanding its meaning, without pondering on the message of those acts. Brothers and sisters, once again, I congratulate you for this happy occasion of Eid al-Fitr, asking Allah Almighty to keep us on the right path. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.